and you can see, just let me know that if you can see my screen. Okay, so are you able to see? I just need a yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So we would start with this topic of direct and indirect order of written messages. There are two types of writing messages. The first thing when you communicate is that how directly you communicate, and sometimes when people do not want to listen what you want to say, so you have to have an indirect approach of communication. So these are the two types of communication methods: direct approach and indirect approach. What happens in direct approach, that the audience is willing to understand or is willing to appreciate what you are saying, so you have to say it directly. Such as good news, they are willing to the audience is always willing to hear about the good news which you want to share with. So this is what is the direct approach, where you have to directly say to the audience that what is the good news. You can just directly share it. The routine communications, which generally happens in the corporate sector when you're working in any kind of a department or a company. So such type of routine communication is there, like passing the orders or notices, or trying to give the directives, or sharing the responsibilities and duties with other employees. So that also the direct approach is needed, because you just have to say it directly, so the work has to be done fast. Otherwise, if you say it indirectly, people are not able to understand, and then might be a chaos and your work would not be that fast. So the direct approach is that when you give the good news directly, or share the goodwill messages directly, and also try to give the directives or the orders, so that the things the communication is done smoothly. So this is the direct approach. The indirect approach, I'm just telling you the meaning of these two approaches. So the indirect approach is when the audience is not willing to listen to you, they are not convinced by what you are saying, they have to be persuaded to do that, to do something which you think is right. So how to convince people? So now you have to use manipulative words, you have to use some words which are advantageous, you have to lure them, so that whatever you are saying, they could be convinced by that. Okay, so this is an indirect approach, where if you say directly, they might not like it. So you have to manipulate your words and your ideas and try to convince them in a luring language, so that they feel that yes, they are being persuaded by the idea which you have. So this is what is the indirect approach of written messages. Now there are three types of messages here. Persuasive, sales, and bad news. So the bad news a person would not like to hear. Okay, so here you have to use the indirect way of setting, where they are not willing to take the bad news and appreciate it. So you have to use some indirect approach to tell them. Then you have persuasive messages, sales messages. When you are persuading them to buy your product as a sales message, you are asking them to take the loans from your bank. All these things where you have to persuade the audience to act according to your wishes. Then you have to have the indirect approach. Okay. So what the meaning says here is, a directly stated purpose is welcome in good news or routine messages, but could be viewed as abrupt or insensitive in bad news or persuasive messages. That means that people are willing to accept the good news and the routine messages, but they are not willing to accept the bad news and the persuasive messages. So this is the difference between the direct approach and the indirect approach. Okay. So I have just told you the meaning and the basic difference between the direct and the indirect approach of writing messages. Now we come to the details of the same topic. So first we will be doing direct approach. So here, because you are saying it directly, the main theme or the main idea comes right on the top of the paragraph. When you're writing a message, the first paragraph and the first line. So it has to be directly conveyed. So the theme or the idea should be directly conveyed in the first line in the first paragraph. Okay, so this is what is that way of writing direct approach, because people are willing to hear that. So as soon as in the first paragraph they try to hear, they go on with the whole paragraph and also the whole letter. Otherwise, if the top line is not very impressive, so they might not read the whole paragraph. Okay, so this is how you have to make it more attractive, and you have to gain the attention of the audience in the very first line of the paragraph. So that is the main idea. So in direct approach, this is the way of writing, that in the first paragraph and in the very first line, the main idea should come. And it should be followed by the evidence, the explanation, the discussions, the issues and problems, and so on. Okay, so this is what is known as deductive argument. Deductive means where the main idea comes first and it is being followed by evidence and explanations. So we will see when is this approach used. This approach is used when the audience is neutral about it, is neutral to hear that message, and they are positive about your message. So they want to hear, they are positive to hear about what you are saying. Then you lead off with a summary of key findings and conclusions. So at the end, when you first come with the main topic, you come with the findings and conclusions and recommendations at the later stage. So now when you say convey your message directly, it saves time, because you have conveyed the order, the directives, and the guidelines directly to a person, and they are able to understand that. If you are taking it time, like you are manipulating, you are confusing, you are using confusing words and confusing lines, then they might not understand, the audience might not understand, and it can create a chaos, and that is why they will take longer time for that work to be completed. So in direct approach, it is necessary that you say whatever has to be done directly, so that it saves time and they follow the orders as fast as they can. Then it says it provides complete findings and supporting data. So when you have mentioned the theme, the complete finding and supporting data has to be mentioned in the next paragraphs. It is a more forceful conversation. Obviously, when it's a direct approach, it is a more forceful conversation, because whatever you are saying, you just say it directly, and the person is able to understand in very fast. So it states conclusions, and it is confidently at the outset. Now, when you say directly, the person has got the confidence of understanding things, and they can play with that. That means that they can complete the work in a proper manner. This is what is the direct approach and the approach of how it should be used. I'm just moving forward with the examples of the direct approach. So there are 3 examples which we have chosen here: how to share the good news, goodwill messages, and routine work. So these are the 3 examples which comes on the direct approach. I would be one by one, I would be explaining that. So when you have to share the good news, you just have to share it with the first line at the first paragraph. That means that the audience is willing to accept what you are saying, and they would be happy to read the first line. जैसे कि अगर आपने किसी के टूर्नामेंट के जीतने पर आपने खुशी जाहिर की और आपने उनको congratulate किया, so the first line should be congratulations for being selected for the tournament. Okay? अगर आप किसी को नई पोस्ट मिली है, नया जॉब मिला है, तो आप उसको बोलेंगे congratulations for being selected for the post of this. But instead of this, if you are saying that I heard that you have played well in the tournament and it was being very well arranged among the teams, and all the teams gave a lot of hard work. By the way, congratulations for winning. So you see what the difference is? That the congratulation is coming at the end, so it is not so forceful, and the person who is trying to read, he's just trying to waste time in reading the paragraph, because the main thing is at the end. So this is not the direct approach. It is an indirect approach where you are worried about all the other things which has happened in the tournament, but not about congratulating that person for winning. Okay, so that is why it is always necessary that you use the main idea right at the first place of the first paragraph, so that it becomes more forceful and the person is able to understand and take it more appreciatively. Okay, so then there is a next line: our company is happy to inform you that you're selected in the management team. So again, you have conveyed the good message, the good news, by informing them that that you have been selected in the management team and our company is happy. Similarly, if you make it indirect, you will say that since you have done very good teamwork for our management, our company has decided to select you. So, this is an indirect approach where you are manipulating the things. You are not coming to the direct statement which you want to share with. Okay. So, now I think you would be able to understand that why we need this specific main idea of good news to share right at the first uh, sentence of the first paragraph. It is necessary because it is a direct approach and the audience is able to accept it readily. So you have to say it straight away. Second, we come to the goodwill messages. The goodwill messages are for the invitations when you try to invite people from different eras, from different areas, and you, people are happy about it when they are invited to some place. Okay, so the audience is readily trying to accept whatever you are saying. So this is a kind of a goodwill message. It is known goodwill messages where invitations are there, some good news are being shared or conveyed, or some nice statements which is appreciated by the audience is being shared. Okay, so we will do the goodwill messages. The first sentence which I have given here as an example here is, you are invited to attend the seminar for so and so. So the first line immediately suggests that you are invited. That means that will make the audience happy. Similarly, in the second sentence we have seen, you are chosen as an expert. Now your company has chosen someone as an expert, so that expert would be happy to retain that conversation. Okay, so these are the type of goodwill messages where you have to say directly. So the direct approach is generally used. The third is the routine work, which I have told you that in corporate sectors or in departments, when you are in a job, when you are working, there are daily activities, the routine activities of that company or of that department, which you have to perform. Now, what that routine work is: to share the information, to share the duties, to give directions, to give orders, request people to help in management teams, or or request for making a team and performing the task. So these are the routine work which generally happens in a professional job. So that has to be also done in a direct approach. If you make it indirect approach, then the sense of that particular meaning of the statement would not be fulfilled, like it would not be understood by the audience. So I have given few examples here. We'll just go one by one. I need your support in finding appropriate material. Now you are requesting the audience that you need support for finding appropriate material. So it has to be directly told to them so that they can find that appropriate material as soon as possible and are ready to help you. Do you know of any articles or videos I can use? That means you are again requesting that if you have some articles or some videos regarding to the ongoing program, then you can share with them. So it is again the order or maybe the request which you have done with the employees. It will be nice if you can handle the selection process of our staff. So now again, you are giving directions that the selection process of the staff is going on, and it would be nice if you can handle it with them. So this is how you are again giving directions to your employees. Your new office is on 3rd floor. Please follow the directions and arranging according to the guidelines. So here also you have given the information that the person's new office is on the 3rd floor, and according to the guidelines you can arrange it so that the work process can be followed soon. So these are the routine work which generally happens in a department. So just continuing with the direct approach, I have given you an example of a letter, that how the letter for the direct approach can be written. So it says, in the first paragraph, it is being divided into 4 paragraphs. The first paragraph and the first line suggests the direct approach. Please send 50 safety goggles and 100 face masks, as well as new invoice to replace the incorrect order. That means क्या चाहते हैं आप, ये आपने सबसे पहले फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में फर्स्ट लाइन में आपने उसको दर्शाया है। जैसे कि फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में आपने तुरंत लिखा कि प्लीज सेंड, दैट मीन्स दैट इज एन इमीडिएट activity which has to be done, and please send 50 safety goggles and 100 face masks, as well as a new invoice. That means they also want a new invoice or a new bill. तो कुछ तो कहीं गड़बड़ हुआ था, that is why they want a new bill. So what misappropriate thing happened last time is being explained in the second, third, and fourth paragraph. So the first paragraph tells you what you have to do it immediately, and then the following would be more into explanation and discussions. Okay, तो क्या हुआ था उसमें, क्योंकि नया बिल आप मांग रहे हैं तो कुछ तो हुआ है जो पुराना बिल नहीं यूज हो रहा है. So what has happened? So it has been described in the second, third, and fourth paragraph. So the second paragraph is, on Monday I placed the order for the safety goggles and masks, but today I received only 50 face masks and 50 boxes of safety goggles. Okay, now they had ordered for 100 safety face masks, but only 50 face masks have been issued. इनको 50 सेफ्टी गॉगल्स चाहिए थे और सेकंड पैराग्राफ में बता रहे हैं कि सिर्फ 15 बॉक्सेस ही आए. तो ये यहाँ पर ये गड़बड़ हुआ था. दैट इज व्हाई दे आर आस्किंग फॉर द न्यू इनवॉइस. The third paragraph is, if you send the order today, we should receive it tomorrow, and our employees would be needing that safety equipment in order to keep us safe. So third paragraph में आपने उनको बताया कि क्या आपका इंटरेस्ट है, कैसे आप क्यों चाहते हैं आप इतनी जल्दी. Fourth paragraph में, please let me know how you want to handle the return of the order. Now action, that what action should be is appropriate for this, that how you want to handle that, how can these be returned and fresh orders can be received, and how we can change the new bill by the old one. So this is the action which we want to have in the last paragraph. Okay, so it says, thanks for your cooperation and outstanding business. So this is how the direct approach is written. What my point here is that you have to understand that the direct approach, in the direct approach you have to state whatever you want right in the first paragraph and in the first line, and maybe in the later paragraphs you can explain the situation and also come up with the problems and the solutions. Okay, so the first paragraph is more important because it gives attention and it also catches appropriate attention of the audience. There is another example of the same direct approach, a letter of direct approach, which says, right in the first paragraph, we have developed the trilogy based on the NZ design. It is a customized shower screen. So now the theme or the main idea is right at the first paragraph and the first line. कि क्या क्यों ये लेटर लिख रहे हैं? ये लेटर लिख रहे हैं बताने के लिए कि their company has developed a new NH design, which is a customized shower screen. अब वो क्या चीज है? Now they have explained it in the second paragraph. The main changes or additions we have made is this: the thickness of the glass and also the customized dimensions and so on. So all the explanation is being explained in the second paragraph. So the first paragraph catches the attention, the second paragraph gives the explanation, and the third paragraph gives the action. What is the action? That I attached installation instructions, final drawings for your reference. I should say thank you for your great support. So this is the cordial relations which is being seen in the fourth paragraph, which is known as the goodwill paragraph at the end. So this is how the action is shown, and also the goodwill relation is shown in the last paragraph. So this is the second example of direct approach. So I hope you have understood what the direct approach is. It is where the main idea is being explained right at the first paragraph. It needs no confusion and no misunderstandings and no manipulation of words, but it could be shown right there for in the first paragraph. 3 examples we have done here for the good news, goodwill, and routine messages. I have also shared 2 examples of the letters where you can write in a direct approach, okay, and how you can write it. So now we come to the indirect approach of writing conversations or writing messages. It is just the opposite of the direct approach. In the direct approach, the evidence the main idea used to come at first, Here, the evidence is coming in the first paragraph and the main idea is followed by. That means आप जो कराना चाहते हैं ऑडियंस से वो आप सारा एक माहौल बनाकर उसको फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में बताइए कि आप क्या चाहते हैं और लास्ट में आप बताइएगा कि क्या आपका मेन आइडिया है, आप क्या चाहते हैं. So this is how the evidence is presented first and it is led by the main idea. So this is just the opposite of it. Okay. This approach is used if your audience may be displeased or may resist what you have to say. Now here the audience is not willing to accept whatever you are saying. वो ये समझना ही नहीं चाह रहे कि आपका आइडिया क्या है. तब आप उनको बार बार बताते हैं कि आपका आइडिया क्या है और उनको कन्विंस करने की कोशिश करते हैं और परसुएट करने की कोशिश करते हैं कि जो भी आपका आइडिया या टारगेट है वो उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करें या फॉलो करें. तो डायरेक्ट अप्रोच में ऑडियंस वाज विलिंग टू एक्सेप्ट. Here, the audience is not willing to accept what you are saying. So they are not convinced. Second bullet hai. Third bullet hai, they are skeptical or hostile about the ideas or the targets which you have made for them. It gives you a chance to prove your points. So now you have to prove your points, which is a difficult task because if the audience is not willing to accept what you are saying, then you have to prove it. And proving is really a difficult task because you have to manipulate words, you have to give advantages and benefits, you have to lure them, and then only they will be convinced. Sometimes they might not be convinced at all. Okay, so it all depends that how well you use your conversational tone, your style of conversation, so that you are able to persuade a person to do according to your goals and targets which you have set for the company. Okay, so the fourth point is that you have to prove your point. You can do that with manipulation of words. You can do that with luring them through advantages or benefits for them. And that is how they would be convinced or persuaded by. Finally, gradually they will overcome and you have to overcome your audience reservations. तो जो भी audience के reservations हैं, जो वो नहीं समझना चाह रहे थे, वो धीरे धीरे आप उनको gradually you have to overcome them. When you have to persuade the audience. So you have to finally persuade the audience to do according to your job. Now, what are the pointers here? So we will see that what happens in the indirect approach is that when you have to share the bad news to the audience, that if you want to tell a person that you are fired from the company, so this is a bad news for that person. Now, if you just say it in a direct way that you are fired from the company, then he might go on the top floor and jump from there because he's so depressed. But if you manipulate your words that your services have been so useful for our company for so many days and we are very highly obliged that you have served our company so well, और फिर आप उनको धीरे से बताएं कि because of lacking of hiring processes these days due to the circumstances, we would like to terminate your services for some time. Maybe later you can join it again. तो ये एक आपका तरीका था जिसपे आपने मैनिपुलेट किया और उनको धीरे से फायर कर दिया. Okay, but if you just say directly that you are fired from the company, then it will hurt that person and he might do any irrational thing which he might not have to be doing it. So you have to be very subtle when you are saying, and this is how you have to use the indirect approach, right? So conveying bad news is the most difficult part because you have to manipulate the words and still you have to convey the bad news. आपको काफी तरह के words, synonyms और substitutes use करके उनको ये बताना है कि ये news आपके लिए bad है. Okay, but how you have to do it is that you have to use the indirect approach. So we would see how. So there are points here. Open with the positive statement about product and service, right? So you have to make a positive statement. That means that negative statement, when as soon as you open your letter in the first paragraph, first line, it should not be showing a negative attitude. It should be showing a positive statement. So you have to open it with a positive statement. Provide objective information. State reasons for the circumstances for the change or the delay. Then you have to de-emphasize the bad news. How you can do that? There are two possibilities of writing a message. First message is generally written in active voice. So direct approach where active voice is used. You know what active and passive voice are in grammar. इंग्लिश में जो ग्रामर होती है उसमें एक एक्टिव वॉइस रहता है विच इज मोर फोर्सफुल when it is being used for the direct approach, and passive voice makes a passive attitude. That means it is a little subtle attitude. Okay, so you have to use the passive voice when you are emphasizing the bad news. Then you have to offer alternate solution, कि अगर आप उनको फायर कर रहे हैं तो उनको alternate solution आप क्या दे रहे हैं. So you are offering that maybe for few months you have to be terminated from the company, from your services, but later on you can try again to join back my company. So this is how you are giving an alternate solution. Ask for cooperation or understanding. So I hope that you will cooperate with this idea, जो भी है वो आप उसको उस तरह से लिख सकते हैं. Then end with a positive statement, looking forward for a continued business. That means that you are still continuing business with them, still continuing to have a good relation with them, though they are out of the company. Okay, so this is the indirect approach where you have to convey the bad news but with the positive attitude, right? So these are the pointers where you have to convey the bad news. The bad news could be anything. I have given you an example of terminating services, but it could be any bad news. If somebody is working on the machine and they got hurt and they have to be hospitalized, you have to tell the people in the family that your son or daughter is in hospital. So this is also bad news. Sometimes some tragedy happens, you have to tell the family about that tragedy. So it's a bad news. So any kind of bad news. Sometimes the project is not selected. Sometimes the teamwork which they have worked for so many months is not selected. Or there are many things in profession which sometimes is not done in a perfect way. So these all are bad news and you have to convey it to them. So if they have appeared for the interview, they are not selected. If they have applied for the project and if the project is not selected, so you have to convey that bad news that your project was not selected. Then you have to use these pointers. Use positive statements, give them an alternate situation, ask for cooperation, and then state reason behind the non-selection of the project. Okay, so these are the pointers which you have to generally use for indirect approach to convey bad news. Again, we would be seeing the examples of indirect approach. We have seen the examples of direct approach there, where we have seen that there were 3 types of examples: good news, goodwill message, and routine messages. Here, there are 3 examples again, delivering bad news. So I have told you that it is very difficult to deliver bad news to a person, and you have to use an indirect way of manipulative words or a language which is more convincing and more complimentary. The tone and the style have to be very soft so that they do not get hurt. So delivering bad news is again one of the example of the indirect approach. The example is shown in this letter. This is bad news letter. Okay, so thank you for sending us the outline of your novel. This. So now this is about the novel which they have sent for the outline, और आप वो जो नॉवल है उसको आप रिजेक्ट करने वाले हैं, तो ये बैड न्यूज है. तो आप देखिए इन्होंने कैसे शुरू किया है. रेड में लिखा हुआ है बफर. दैट मीन्स दैट दे हैव मेड अ बफर विद द फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ. थैंक यू फॉर सेंडिंग दिस नॉवल सो एंड सो, विच साउंड्स लाइक ए बेसिस ऑफ ए ग्रिपिंग स्टोरी. और धीरे से उन्होंने ट्रांजिशन किया है कि though that novel has a gripping story and it is a very good, nicely written, The Shawshank Redemption, it's a very nice movie if you have seen that. So it is a very nice and gripping story, but since it is not being selected for this process, they have subtly given a transition in the second paragraph. In the crowded publishing market, every publisher need to set priorities of it to fill a special niche, और इसीलिए आपका जो वो है नॉवल है वो इस बार सेलेक्ट नहीं हो पा रही है, बिकॉज देयर आर सो मेनी नॉवेल्स एंड सो मेनी पब्लिशर्स व्हिच आर लुकिंग फॉर समथिंग वेरी न्यू थिंग, सो दैट इज व्हाई योर नॉवल इज नॉट बीइंग पब्लिश्ड. इसमें यहाँ पर आप देखेंगे दे हैव बरीड द बैड न्यूज इन ए वेरी सटल मैनर. थर्ड पैराग्राफ है, ऑल्टरनेटिव सजेस्ट किया उन्होंने. फॉर्चुनेटली देयर आर न्यूमरस लार्ज पब्लिशर्स हु प्रोड्यूस अ वाइडर रेंज ऑफ बुक्स एंड वन ऑफ देम मे बी मोर रिसेप्टिव. तो उन्होंने ये बोला है कि आप और पब्लिशर्स को आप अप्रोच कर सकते हैं जहां पर बहुत ज्यादा एरिया होता है पब्लिश करने के लिए, और वो आपकी नॉवेल को एक्सेप्ट भी कर सकते हैं. तो यहाँ पर उन्होंने एक ऑल्टरनेटिव दिया है कि आप क्या कर सकते हैं. और लास्ट में they have made a goodwill clause that your imagination is clearly of a high order and we wish you all the success in your career. So that means that they have contained with the goodwill relationship. The relationship, they will be maintaining it by the last line, which says that there is a goodwill relationship which has to be continued. So you can see in this newsletter that the first line comes as a buffer. The second line is a transition with an explanation and which has buried the bad news. The third paragraph has got an alternative arrangement for that person, and the fourth one to develop a good relationship at the end. Okay, so this is how you have to write a bad news in a more subtle manner, and which will where you will, the audience, when they read it, they will not feel bad because they are also given the alternative and they are also told about the good novel they have written and how it could not be published for that publisher only. So this is an example where you have to avoid some things. So this is a bad newsletter, but it is written badly. Okay, so bad newsletter. Okay, so this is how it has been said. Now, why it is bad? Why it is not written nicely? Because in the first line they have written, "We regret to inform you." Okay. Now you don't have to use such type of lines right at the first paragraph and the first line, because then the person who is reading it will immediately have an effect of depression. So you cannot use this first line in the first paragraph, that "we regret to inform you." You slowly use it in the second paragraph or the third paragraph. And when you are saying "we," so it means that you have "we" means that a particular group of people have manipulated that. So you, instead of "we," you'd say "our committee has decided," or maybe "our company was willing to do that." तो उसको आप थोड़ा सा अलग ढंग से लिखना शुरू करिए कि it is not "we" or "I" which has to be used, because then it shows कि इन्हीं लोगों ने सारा गड़बड़ किया है. They have not selected my novel. They have not selected my project. So instead, you can use "our company has decided" or "our committee members have decided," which is a better way of doing that. Okay. Sincerely, and these things are written in the middle. The date is written at the other side, the left hand side. So it is not a very nicely framed letter. So the layout is very bad, because this date should be coming in the left hand side margin. I have already discussed about the blocked format, and in the blocked format everything comes in the left hand margin. So this is a very badly written letter. So we would not like to continue with that bad written letter further. So now we come to the other example of indirect approach, which is a persuasive message. Now when we write persuasive message, we follow the IDA plan. IDA plan means the first A means attention, I means interest, D means desire, and A is action. Okay, so this is the IDA plan. Now this is the model diagram of the IDA plan, where attention means that you have to bring the awareness, affiliation or attention of your product or customer service to the customer. तो जब आप कस्टमर को कोई लेटर लिख रहे हैं तो अपने प्रोडक्ट के बारे में एक अटेंटिव लाइन, एक मेन लाइन और मेन हेडिंग सबसे पहले फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में होनी चाहिए. Okay, so that is how you are seeking attention and you are giving awareness to the customer. You are seeking attention of the audience also. So interest of the customer, the second is I. Now you have to tell the customer that what will be their interest if they buy your product. अगर आप अपना कोई प्रोडक्ट सेल करना चाह रहे हैं तो आप अगर एक persuasive messages customer को लिख रहे हैं that you have to buy this product, then the first thing you have to seek the attention, and the second is that interest of the customer. Why would that customer buy your product? Why would that customer take loan from your bank? Why would that customer come to your services? They will come because they have some interest. What interest they have, you have to state that in the second paragraph. Okay, so accordingly, when they get lured by your interest and they create an interest in the customer, then only the customer will buy your product. The third is desire of the company. That what is the desire of the company? क्यों ये कर रहे हैं आप? Okay, why are you? Because your company has got a credibility for so many years. They are multi-crore business, they are having multi-crore business, so they are providing new services, new products, new launches in the market, and that is the desire of the company. That is why they are interested in having more customers, because they have got a credibility in the market area. Okay, so this is the desire. Fourth is action. What action should be doing? Now you have created the attention, the customer got the awareness about your product, you have created the interest of the customer, you have shown the desire of your company. Now what is the last step? The action. That means that how that person would act after reading your messages. The person would act by downloading a brochure, by making a phone call, by requesting for a demonstration, by coming to the customer's showroom and seeing the product, by joining your newsletter, or maybe by approaching for the home loan, by approaching for the services of the company or industry. So this is the action. So you have to write the action at the end. So I have just shown you here the example of the AIDA plan, in which you can see that what are the special or highlighted points where in a letter. When you start a letter, you see that the first paragraph, it is written, you will lose 40% of your users on your website. Now suddenly this shock, okay, this awareness has been created to the customer. This shock is that you are going to lose 40% of your users on a website. तो अगर एक कंपनी है जिसकी वेबसाइट चल रही है, suddenly they are losing 40% of users. Why? Now the curiosity comes. Why will I use 40%? What do I have to do to regain that 40%? So this is the, then you come to the interest. Interest, you have shown these much of tablets and smartphones are increasing, and for that you have to invent a new website, or maybe you have to refurbish your new website so that such type of tablet and smartphones are capable of accessing it. Okay, so this is the interest you have shown. Desire of the company, क्या आपने बताया कि क्या आपकी desire है? Because you are a very good web designer, you can create web designs for various companies, you have got latest technological help, and you also have design capabilities, so trained workers in your company, so they can design your website of your company. Okay, तो ये आपने अपनी desire बताई. Last में है action. Cost analysis बताए, size of the problem, and how many days will you take to design that website. So this is the action, that you will take 10 days of time to design that website, and the cost would be normally this much. So this is how a good persuasive letter is written with the AIDA plan, where in the first line you have got an awareness, or you seek attention from the audience. In the second, you try to develop the interest of the person or the audience. In the third, you tell about your company, that how your company can help that person to refurbish that website. And in the fourth, you try to give the action. Okay. Then we come to the third example of indirect approach, which is sales messages. So here in sales messages, you can see that there are 3 pointers: convincing customers to buy their products, persuading for loans, asking for donations and funds. तो ये messages इसलिए हैं कि आप customer, if you have launched a new product in the market, you want the customer to know about that. So you have to convince those customers that they have to buy your product of your company. Then if you are persuading for loans, that means that you want that customer to get loans from your bank. If you are doing some non-government, if you are working in a non-government organizations, then you would like to have some donations and funds from various sources, so you are asking for funds and loans. So this is how an indirect approach is being used to convince the audience. What are the pointers here? Using manipulative words, stating advantages and long-term benefits, and luring them for better facilities. तो जब भी आप सेल्स मैसेजेस या परसुएसिव मैसेजेस लिखते हैं, तो आप उनको इनडायरेक्ट अप्रोच में इसलिए लिखते हैं क्योंकि आपको मैनिपुलेट करना होता है to lure the customer for your benefits. Okay, so you have to lure the customer for better services, for better facilities, for discounts, for quality, for transportation, for free services, etc. Okay, so this is how you are trying to lure them. Then you have to state advantages. and you have to state long term benefits कि अगर आप ये वाला product खरीदते हैं या ये loan लेते हैं या ये LIC आप भरते हैं या ये donations आप देते हैं तो आपका long term benefit क्या होगा. Okay, so these are the things which have to be used. Now I've shown here the example of sales messages. The urge of writing a sales message is that action should be there, that do it now or act today. This अगर आपको ये करना है कि आज ही आपको ये करना है काम, तो how you can urge that action to the audience. You can use such type of examples, like you take advantage of this 3-day offer so that you can be ready for the Christmas rush, so that you can be the first in your community. तो अगर आप किसी से लोन मांग रहे हैं या किसी से डोनेशन मांग रहे हैं तो आप ये कह सकते हैं कि you will be the first one in the community and you might get an extra prize or an extra discount of being the first in the community. So that is why people will just hoard to become the first of the to take that loans, because you are luring them for better facilities. Okay, so this is the type of the sales messages or generally the action which is generally taken for the indirect messages. So in today's lecture we have seen that how indirect approach and direct approach is written to convey your messages. If the message is of good news, goodwill, then direct approach is used. You have to just say it directly. If it is bad news or persuasive or sales messages, then you have to use the indirect approach. Then you have to use manipulative words, convincing tone and convincing style to make the audience understand what you want to do with them. So if you have any questions regarding this, we can discuss it in a few minutes. I hope you have understood this written messages. So now we have finished the 3rd unit of written communication skills. We have seen the style and tone of writing messages. In the class, we had done it offline. And then online, today we have finished the direct and indirect order of writing messages. So delivering bad news, delivering goodwill messages, all those things which are written here in your course is being covered. So we would be doing the presentation techniques in the next class. I think it is tomorrow or day after. So we would be doing it, we're doing the presentation techniques, because for your NSEM, there would be presentations. And I would like to tell you that how you can give good presentations so that you can, in NSEM, you can use those techniques. So I would like to take your attendance. (122) is absent. If you have any questions, you can ask. (149), are you present? 148 and 149. I can't see your name here. (158 and 159). So I have marked you present and you can leave the meeting now. Thank you.